Yeah. All right. So let's keep it quiet just for a few minutes here for Aaron, and he can talk about, what he did as a kid and how he got to this point, and if you guys have any questions, so kind of think about it. Don't be shy like you were shy when I had Brad. Remember when Brad came over from Lewis?
Size 17.
Yeah. They asked, first thing he said was, what size of shoe do you have? So, anyway. So go ahead, you want to talk about, what sports you played as a kid and
Thank you for asking me to come speak to your team tonight. It was almost like yesterday. I remember playing for my 5th grade team, and we were called PDAC, and it stood for Principal-Driven Athletically Inclined Kids, and it really meant something to us. We all stayed in school, had good grades, and at the time, I believe we were #1 in state. And being #1 in state at the time was great. Basketball was fun back then, and it still is fun now. But I remember going out of state when we played at nationals. We played at Iowa. Well, we played in Iowa. And pretty much it was everybody, the best teams from the state all around the country. And now we're from Illinois, 5th grade, really didn't know if there was anybody else out there that was pretty much better than us. It was a pretty rude wake-up call when we got down to Iowa. And we didn't finish how we wanted to. But it was a learning experience. We had fun, which is what you guys should be doing at this age, especially playing basketball. And we pretty much knew that we had to come together and get it done. And if we wouldn't have came together, we probably wouldn't have got to where we were in middle school and high school and where I am today. And then came middle school, and middle school basketball those were the days, I remember that like it was yesterday, playing for JFK. It was right in my backyard. Pretty much it was great. I mean, although school gets involved at that time, and you have to stay on top of your grades, and if you don't, you won't be playing basketball. And yeah, it's competitive, but if you don't get it done in the classroom, there's no way you're going to see the floor on the basketball. Then high school became, my AAU team, we were the Illinois T-Wolves, and we had a 7-footer, I believe. At the time, he was probably 6'11", now he's 7 foot today. And playing with him, it was great. I played with him in middle school, played with him in high school, we grew up together. And he told me one day, he was like, Aaron, yeah, you're this great basketball player, but what are your grades like? I told him I took pride in my school, and that's what you guys should do. Yeah, you guys are young, but when you get to middle school, high school, the workload gets harder. And yes, there's still basketball, but basketball goes away if you're not doing what you're doing in school. And I'd like to thank my dad for pretty much always preaching that grades come first.
Hoorah!
School, it becomes serious, and when you're on top of your schoolwork, basketball becomes easy because there's one less thing to worry about.
Last year, guys, he was player of the year, player of the conference, all-state double team. But the most important thing that I talk about was the fact that he was inducted into the National Honor Society. Not about basketball.
That's awesome.
So what do you have to, in high school?
That D is actually passing, even though D is not good. But, so if you have 2 Fs, we're still passing 5,000, you can play more than that, you get cut off. And after winter break, if you're still not passing those classes, you're done for the rest of the season.
Oh, okay.
What kind of grades you have to be National Honor Society?
That's a good question.
Above a 4.5 GPA.
What is that?
Above a 4.5 GPA.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
On a 5 scale?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So guys, that's all A's
Yeah,
and
that's
B's.
A's
That's
and
it.
B's.
And very few B's.
Exactly. That's mostly A's and a couple B's sprinkled in, just makes it work.
Yeah.
Here, guys, is kind of like what we talked about at practice a few times. You have to get good grades because what are sports? Sports is what you can fall back on. Sports can be a means to an education, right? Because look at Aaron. Look, what does this sweatshirt say on there? Can you guess where
Going
he
to college there?
might be going to school?
Pretty not obvious, but
Are you going next year?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, and he got that because of basketball and because of his good grades. Because you have to be smart in the classroom and smart on the court. I would say that those two go hand in hand. So by him being good at basketball, colleges were looking at him. So now he can go to a great school, get a great education, and you can't take that away. No one can take that education away and take that diploma, take away that piece of paper, because you did all that hard work. What happens if he hurts his ankle or hurts his knee and then something comes up and he can't play anymore? He still has his diploma, he still has, I know you have crazy practices, I mean, I know it's at a different level than what we're at, but maybe talk about that, and, I mean, you guys go over tape and you lift weights and you work together as a team, do a lot of teamwork stuff. One of the things that came up with us, we try to talk about sportsmanship.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's one of our teammates or another kid, you know, going in in the lane and somebody falls down. We just kind of walk away and laugh at the kid.
No, you pretty much, teamwork came in this organization and playing for these organization a lot last year because our coach went through this phase of where he decided to have about 3.5, 4 hour practices. And so together we were just like looking at each other at first like we were tired of each other basically. But then with the pass, you know, it makes a lot of difference. I mean, it makes you feel like your team has your back and they're gonna want to do that for you the next play. And it's just, people usually don't see it, but they don't have to see it. As long as you see it within your team, that's all that matters. You know, that's pretty much what we did. You know, we understood each other, we liked each other, we gave each other compliments, and that's why we had success last year and this year.
So would you say that, it's, you know, let's say, you know, someone scores 15 points a game, but that just didn't happen because that one person, somebody had to pass them that ball. So you have an assist on there, right? So somebody had to be open. Let's say you, for example. So you had to be open for your teammate to pass you the ball so you could score.
Yeah.
That's one of the things we talked about, like, you gotta get open. And it's not that people are ball hogs, but we're trying to get open, trying to get in the paint, trying to do whatever, but work as a team. I would see the kids the last couple weeks here, they would have, you know, they try to call the player, we talk about things, you know, spread the floor, you know, get wide and make sure the lane's open. And I would see Sid especially, he would talk before the game and say, hey, so-and-so, this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go over here, and by golly, it worked. We'd have our generic play, but then amongst the kids, they would talk about it. And so that really came together. So I'm sure you guys at the high school level say, hey, I'm gonna set the screen and go back door, or look for me up at the top, you know, give me 2 seconds and I'll do this, I'll do that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, your coach can't play for you. When you guys are out there, you know what it's like. You see the other team and how they're playing defense. So making decisions on your own, that's gonna go a long way too.
So I think that says a lot. Because did you play other sports as well, basketball?
Yeah, I played soccer when I was little.
Okay.
Up until about 6th grade, then I stopped and pursued basketball more.
One of the other things we talked about too was like getting self-control on the basketball court. It's an emotional game. We all know that.
Yeah, especially as you get older, it's emotional. But you know, if you control it while you're young, as hard as it is, you know, with the refs not making calls and you know things not going your way, self-control is very important. You know, the more control you have, the more you will be able to help out the team. And self-control, if you look at it, the people on the outside looking in, if you have self-control, you know, if you're complaining a lot, you know they see that. And when you get older, that starts to matter, and people don't like that. So if you start now, it'll pay for it in the future.
That's good to know. So yeah, people do recognize
Every move
that.
I did, every shot I took, they saw it. Every reaction I had, they saw it. So, you know, I had to control myself. I had to make myself forget about the last possession and know that I could affect the next possession.
That's good to know too. 'Cause, yeah, definitely if schools are looking at you,
Oh, yeah.
you definitely have to keep that under control.
And, you know, even though I'm signed now, yes, your body's looking at me, but also, you know, the people that come to the game, you know, okay, they've heard my name, so they're expecting something, and they've heard I had good character, so I gotta keep that up. I can't let my guard down one second.
That's very true. And that's why I knew, because I know someone's going to ask that.
What size shoe do you wear? 11. What position are you doing?
Shooting guard.
So did it matter to you? You know, because we do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position, you know, for us. Did you ever get upset if, you know, because of your height and, you know, your agility, if your coach put you in, you know what? Even though you are today's game, I really need you as a post player, for example.
Not at all, because when I was younger, I was taller than everybody else, so I did play the post. So I honestly, now that I'm a bigger guard, I really don't mind going down there and playing. You know, I'm close to the basket, so you know it's somewhat easier to score.
That's very true. I tell the kids, threes are great, but your percentage of shooting, you know, getting a layup go up tremendously. Absolutely. Did you guys hear that? What do we talk about in practice or in games all the time, right? Yeah. So that's perfect.
So during your high school career, what other activities or groups or hobbies or
Good question.
interests did you decide as well as being on a basketball team?
Student council was pretty good because, you know, you're getting involved with everything that's in the school, with the dances, prom, football games. BOLC is also something else I'm in. It stands for Bengal Athletic Leadership Council. And that's pretty much the National Honor Society of athletes. You know, we go and do community service, and, you know, it's just a great time. And that's what you want to do when you get older. You want to get involved. The more you get involved, everything becomes fun, enjoyable, and your high school career is gonna pass you by. Yeah, you guys are in middle school, but when you get to high school, 4 years are gonna go by like that. So get yourself involved, you have to have a 4.5 GPA or higher. You have to complete at least 20 hours of community service, and now, yes, you have the summer to do that. You have to maintain that during the school year, and yeah, that's about it.
But you do have to apply, don't you?
Yes,
So there is an
part of that.
application and a review process, it's not necessarily,
Well,
they're still pretty
it's
selective on character.
It's very
and
selective.
quality.
When you say apply, you are applied just based upon how you carry yourself. So we talked about the eyes looking at you when you don't think they're looking at you. That application is filled out by someone else. You don't just say, "Hey, I think I want to join National Honor Society." Somebody else says, "I think you're a good candidate for National Honor Society. Let's see if you fit. Let's see if you are in the extracurricular activities." Which there's two. You can't be in just one. You got to play two extracurricular activities. Grade point averages, character as you're walking down the hall every day. They look at all of those things when they evaluate you.
Does anyone want to guess? I need to two questions. How big is it? Let's go down the line. So Lou said 11. 12. All right, okay. Jack?
15.
I'm gonna say 15.
Well, we're probably gonna hit double numbers, so we gotta do a half size, and this is a half size.
Yeah, pick a different one.
I'm gonna say 14 and a half.
Okay, Lou?
12.
12. Sean?
12. Said I had to pick a half.
Pick a different one.
12 and a half.
Okay.
15 and a half.
All right.
13 and a half. 13.
Oh, that's your lucky number.
I'm gonna say with Jack. 11.
What'd you say, Micah?
12 and a half.
12 and a half. Anybody else? Anybody else? Did anybody get close?
Two got close. So we got to give them another. So those two guys stand up. 14 and a half, stand up.
Ah.
Now give them another question.
Oh,
That was
that's.
pretty.
Explain what 3-point percentage means.
Oh, I know what the difference.
Okay, what does it mean? What does 3-point percentage mean?
How many shots you take and how many shots you
Oh man, you got some studs in here.
I'm gonna go with 44%.
35%.
45%.
Wow.
All over it, baby.